Entrance to Elstree Studios as is today. Soundstage 5 where Tesco Extra now stands. Shenley Road, which runs through the heart of Borehamwood. The shopping parades remain, but note the new central reservation. Into North Borehamwood, the bus stop here was a prop. Further south we see, note the milk float, suggests early filming. Note the solar panels in the background here. The grey tiling on the right of the shop still remains. The shop today has been used for other purposes. Note that some gardens have been removed here to use as car park space. To the left, note the building of properties and growth of trees. And the properties in rear remain unchanged. Note the same balcony. Here we see the bus turning left out of Whitehouse Avenue. Note the property behind Jack has since had an extension added, which you can see in this shot, and addition of a giveaway sign. Back onto Shenley Road and the central reservation here narrowing the road. Stands bus heading up Clarendon Road, passing houses that still remain. The Butler House now minus its garden wall with a whitewash facade. Note the curving wall here, ideal for a turnaround point. The bungalows here remain unaltered in the rear of shot. The chimney stack you'll see here has been removed from behind Stan and Jack. Turnaround Betty's house has undergone renovations in the last few years. The bungalows opposite Betty's house remain. Note the tree growth. Note the new porch added to the property behind Blakey. The roundabout here is for access to the new Tesco Extra. Note the McDonald's pub was the Red Lion pub in the background. The massive change here in the background, but the bus stop does remain. Note the new soundstage here, part of Elstree Studios expansion. The Christian Fellowship Church here you can see is masked by trees today. Note the crowds watching in 1971 as the bus pulls up to the laundrette. The laundrette remains with the same but of new facade. Turn around Betty's house, you can see the wall has been rebuilt and the tree in the garden next door is gone. Here you can see little change at all. And here Stan running from the laundrette. And here you see the flats in the background unchanged with still the same balconies. The difference here being the satellite dishes above the shops. Note only the lamppost is missing from the background here. And the flats remain the same with the same balconies. Look to the middle of the road here for the same two manhole covers. And the telephone box here was a prop, and the ideal for this stunt was the backdrop here. And the same with the bus shelter being a prop for the part. In the then shot, the number 1 and 2 indicates the buildings seen in the now pic. Rear of the Butler House was backyard of the studio manager's house, now demolished. The uniformed look of council houses in 1971 here has now gone. A mile and a half away, note the gardens used as car park space. Back to North Borehamwood, the uniformed white facade gone from the houses. At the southern end of Cromwell Road, and little change here. The only change here being gardens now used as car park space. Again, gardens used as car park space. North Borehamwood and the shops on Leman Road still remain. Half a mile east, and note the painted roundabout added since 1971. Now further west, very little change here except the pavement to the right has gone. Moving back east, note the crack in the tarmac remains. Another painted roundabout added, but much else is unchanged. Notable changes are removal of the gardens and new style lamppost. Note the loft extension to the property in centre of shot. The garage remains and has recently undergone refurbishment since my now pick. The toilet block remains with a mural added being the only change. The flats and rear of shop remain but masked now by trees. No change here aside from the flats at the top of the road being masked by trees. Note the massive renovations here to the pub, but the tree remains. The wooden fence has gone, as has the grassy verge in the beer garden. The tree still remains here as from another angle. The curving road here and the telegraph poles and entrance to the farm remains, as does the tree in the background. And here the telegraph pole helps pinpoint this location. Same trees here in the background, masked by bushes. Real growth in the plants and bushes here. Note the removal of the garden walls at number 2 and number 4 of Malden Road. The property to the rear of Arthur has undergone an extension. The tree here has been removed, but that side no real change. No real change here. Shenley being 2 miles to the northeast of Elstree Studios. Note the big extension to the property. Evidently the pavements were being laid during filming in 1971. A lavish white garden wall and a new tree are the differences here. The houses in rear of shot remain but are masked by trees. New houses have been built here as Borehamwood continues to expand. This road is now closed to traffic. Note the same tree in both shots. Further south on Wash Lane, note the refurbished bridge and hotel in rear. In a flash we are back a mile west in Shenley, a proper pavement now right. A newer bench replaced the dilapidated 1971 version. Refurbishment to the barn and the fence replaced by a hedge. The only change here is the hedge and newer lamppost design in rear. Note the growth in trees and bushes behind. The tree in the background remains to pinpoint where Stan stood. The fingerpost sign still remains in rear of shot. The warehouse structures remain but are masked by trees today. Note the growth in trees and hedges to the right of shot. This was an admin block of Elstree Studios demolished in 1989. And the studio block and rear of shop demolished in 1989 also. The growth of bushes to the left, but the same fence remains to the right. Again, note the great growth in bushes where Stan and Jack hid. That same fence again, with the now demolished thatched barn beyond it. The growth of bushes again is clear here. The ditch is now covered in dense undergrowth. On to the M4 at junction 4, no crash barriers in 1971, much more trees and bushes on the boundaries of the motorway, longer grass on the embankment, handy for location photographers. Notice in the backdrop here more bushes and trees again, and again note the trees over the other side of the motorway. The motorway sign still remains. Note the telephone boxes, newer design today. Through the windows of the bus we see the shops on the corner of Grosvenor Road. Here we see Stan walking up Clarendon Road. Notice the garden walls being removed, and again further up. And here he is arriving at the Butler house. Notice the wheelie bins there now. Sally's house remains virtually unchanged. Here the bus heads south on Brook Road with Aberford Park left of shot. More trees apparent in the park. Note the house extension to the right of shot. Trees and bushes mask the houses to right of shot. And the same here with the great increase in trees in the park. The tree next to the house has gone and hedges have grown greatly. The lovely wooden bus shelter of 1971 has gone, but the bus stop remains. Note the new flats on the right, but the telegraph pole remains. Left of shot, the house on the corner remains unchanged. And the house to the right is unchanged and is seen at the start of Mutiny on the Buses.